recording a macro, let's talk about what's involved on how we do this. And quite honestly, why would we create a macro? Well, a macro is designed to make our experience, our productivity higher. It's going to increase it. It's going to save us a lot of time. Now, in this exercise, we're going to go over a very basic macro. Now, keep in mind, macros can complete many tasks in the matter of clicking of a button. It can save us a lot of time. Let's take a look. So here we are in our blank workbook. What we want to do is we want to go to our View ribbon tab. Over here in the Macros group, we're going to see there's a top portion and a bottom portion. The bottom portion, and then I'm going to click on Record Macro. This will open up my Record Macro dialog box. I'm going to give this a unique name. The name I want to give this is going to be name and date without any spaces. But I'm going to do something called camel casing so that I can identify the beginning of each word. Name and no spaces, date. Pretty simple. I'm going to press tab, and here's where we can do a little shortcut key. We're going to put in the letter N for our shortcut key, and we're going to take a look at what that looks like in a moment. So it says down here, store macro in. Currently it says this workbook. I'm going to click this drop down and change this to my personal macro workbook, which means that the macro will then be available in Excel whenever I open it. If I use this one, obviously it's only for this workbook. So personal macro. Down here I can do a little description. Why would I do a description? Is because when you get really good at creating macros, you can create a macro, give a nice description, export that macro and send it to other people. They can then read that description and have a good idea of what to expect with the macro. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to click OK. Now, at this point, I am now recording. My macro is recording. What is it recording? It's not recording the length of time. It's recording actions. Whenever I click something or establish a command, it's going to record that. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to click here in cell A1, and then I'm going to put in my name. Next, I'm going to press enter, and down here I'm going to put in a little formula. I'm going to do equals now tab, and then I'm going to close that parentheses, and that's all there is to it. Now I'm going to press Control Enter, and when I do, it keeps that cell active. I'm going to now auto fit column A, and that's what it's going to look like right now. But I'm going to change it. I'm going to come to my Home ribbon tab. Here in my Numbers group, I'm going to click the drop down arrow here for my number styles and choose the long date format. This is just something extra that I'm doing right now, and you can see that it's now formatted it nicely. Having done that, with that cell as my active cell, I'm going to come up and click Copy in my clipboard group. And then I'm not going to click anywhere else. I'm going to come over and click the bottom half of Paste, and then come down to Paste Values. And I'm going to choose this right here, Paste Values. And now nothing changed here. It doesn't look any different, but what it has done is has removed the formula from that cell and now is displaying just the date format. Now that I'm done, I'm going to press Escape on my keyboard. I had to do it a couple times, but now I'm done. Now I want to select this cell and the cell above it. So I'm going to do Shift arrow key up. Now they're both selected. I'm going to change the font size to 16, and I'm going to apply bold. So now I'm done with that. Now, having done that, I'm going to click cell A1, and having clicked cell A1, I have to remind myself I'm recording a macro, and so that last click is the last step in that macro chain. So now I'm done. Now that I'm done, I'm going to go back to my View ribbon tab, come back to my macros and click Stop Recording. Now I'm done. Now, having done that, let's test out the macro. I'm going to come over and click on a new worksheet, and there it is. Now I'm going to come back to my macros. I'm going to click that bottom half, and I'm going to click View Macros. There it is. Now look at that. There's my name and date. It says it right there. Macro. I'm just going to click Run. Shazam. Did you see that? That worked pretty nicely. Okay, well, Thanks for joining me. I hope this was helpful. And in the next exercise, we're going to talk about assigning the macro we just recorded to a button in our quick access toolbar. See you then.